Happy holidays everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is a drugstore only makeup look on that green kind of Christmassy eye with the red lip. To start off, I'm using my Revlon Photo Ready Concealer to prime my lids. I have already done my foundation just with my CoverGirl 3-in-1. Once I've primed the lids, I'm going to be setting it with a pressed powder. And then for the crease, I'm using this NYX Nude Matte Shadow. This is in Blame It on the Midnight. And I'm just running that kind of along the crease, but not onto the lid, just to make blending a little bit easier with the black color that we're going to be going in with here. Then using Stripped, also from NYX, I'm going to be creating kind of a dark outer V, and then blending that slowly into the sort of center of the eye. This part here obviously is totally optional, but I did want this to be a really intense, dramatic eye, so I'm blending the black shadow almost into the complete corner of my inner tear duct. And I'm doing this just because it's going to make the green stand out a lot more when I go to put that on. And then for the lid, I'm using this Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art. This is sort of the only kind of green teal color that they have. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm just applying that onto the lid. I really love this shadow. It goes on very, very easily, and it dries super quick. So if you're going to be blending it, you do want to work pretty quick with it. But I'm going to blend a bit of the Stripped from the NYX shadow and just kind of soften up the line here. And then I'm going to be going over the green again and again just to intensify the look even more. At this point, I find that smoky eyes tend to start looking a little bit messy, but I promise you, if you stick with it, it will come together. The next thing I'm going to do, though, is take the opposite end of the eye art. This is kind of the glittery end, and I'm just lightly pressing that onto the green areas just for a little bit of shimmer. Then I'm using my NYC liquid eyeliner, and I'm creating kind of a winged line, but I'm also going to bring the opposite edge of the line kind of almost into the crease. I just find that this helps to darken the black shadows. I don't know if it's just me, but I can never find a black shadow that actually is as dark as I want it to be. So I found that this actually really did work out the way I wanted it to. And I'm also bringing the black liner over into the inner corner of my tear duct again, just because I want it to be really, really dramatic. Once I've done that, I'm extending the line a little bit down past the tear duct and then doing my waterline as well. On the inner corner, I'm also going to extend the line a little bit extra. I just find that this helps to sharpen up the inner corner. And then I'm just using a kind of angled brush to blend it out. And I applied a little bit of the NYX Blame It on the Midnight just on the lower eye line as well. I'm not going too hard with the mascara right now because I am going to be applying lashes afterwards, but I just used my CoverGirl Supersizer one, and these lashes are from Quo, and they don't have a name, but when I'm applying lashes, I like to kind of put it on, and then I didn't have any tweezers, so I just use an eyelash curler to press them down and make sure that they get really close to the lash line. Now that the lashes are on, you can see that the look is definitely coming more together, and then it's time to move on to brows. So for this, I'm using my Quo brow palette, the one that I've used in previous videos, and I'm just using the darker color from that palette to give my brows some definition because obviously they're quite blonde. Once I get to the inner corner of my brows, I just kind of like to brush the hairs up a little bit, and I'm using the lighter color from the Quo palette just because it makes it a bit more natural. And then for bronzer, I'm using my Marcel Sunwave Bronzing Pressed Powder and a Real Techniques powder brush to blend everything through. And then for blush, I'm using the NYX Coral Dream blush. I really like this one, and I'm using just the same powder brush to lightly apply that to the apples of my cheeks. Now it's time for highlight. I'm using the Bon Bell Blend and Glow. I really like this highlight. I'm just using these two colors here, and the only problem I found with it is I did have to apply it over and over just to get it as intense as I wanted it to be. Other than that, it's not too bad though for a drugstore product. I'm also going to apply a bit to my Cupid's bow, and then once that's done, it's time for lips. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do for lips, but I decided on this kind of red color from NYX. It's just a matte lipstick. But first, I'm going to go ahead and line my lips using the NYX lip pencil in Plum. And then once I've got that done, it will help to kind of create the edges for me to apply the matte lipstick. I find if I don't line my lips, I do a really poor job of applying any sort of lipstick. And the lipstick color for this one is actually a really nice one. It's called Perfect Red, and I really like the texture and how this turns out. It looks very velvety and very soft when it's done. And this is pretty much it for the final look. I'm just applying some mascara to blend my lashes with the fake lashes. And yeah, if you enjoyed this look, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments down below.